Morning, everybody. I'd like to open the meeting at 9:04. We have Councillor Burkett and Councillor Hancock online, and I have a leave of absence move for Councillor Seawright, please. Councillor Davis.
I move that apologies be received and a leave of absence granted for Councillor Seawright for this meeting.
A seconder?
I'll second it.
Councillor Vincent. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
8-0. 8.1, Maranoa and Western Downs Regional Council collaboration. Oh, sorry. Confirmation of the minutes of the ordinary meeting on the 24th of March 2026. Councillor Brumpton.
I move that the minutes of the ordinary meeting held on 24th of March 2026 be confirmed.
Seconder. Councillor Vincent. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
8-0. 8.1, Maranoa and Western Downs Regional Council collaboration. You just moved a bit too fast for me, Carl. Do I have a mover? Councillor O'Neill.
I'll move the council amend resolution number OM07202428 to read as follows. So Council 1, approve the Mayor to write to Western Downs Regional Council seeking to establish an executive collaboration working group between the two councils. And 2, give in principle support to holding an annual full council session between Maranoa Regional Council and Western Downs Regional Council, alternating between regions to foster networking and relationship building.
Seconder. Councillor Brumpton. Would you like to speak, Councillor?
Thanks, Mayor. This just revisits a decision that we made very early in the term, and given that we've now identified a number of opportunities where we come together as a council, not as a whole, but individually, whether it's TSB functions, LGAQ functions, this will allow a little bit more flexibility to achieve what we'd set out with this particular initiative of working very closely with our neighbouring council, or one of our neighbouring councils.
Anyone else like to speak? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
0. 10.1, consideration of elected members' attendance 2026 LGAQ Bush Councils Convention. Do I have a mover? Councillor O'Neill.
I'm happy to move. I didn't move too far ahead. Now, we've got all the names there? No.
No.
I'll move the council endorse the attendance of available councillors at the LGAQ Bush Councils Convention on the 26th to 28th of May in Longreach to draw the required funds from attending individual councillor conference budgets.
Have a seconder? Councillor Davis, would you like to speak, Councillor?
Thanks, Mayor. The LGAQ Bush Councils, I think, is one of the more targeted events that LGAQ puts on. It has proven to be a valuable resource for councils like ours to attend. I know I've attended in the past, as has the Mayor, Councillor Burkett and Councillor Hancock, and I'm sure you all agree of the value of attending this particular function. It's in Longreach this year. It happens every 2 years, although there was a bit of a disruption because of COVID, but I think it's now back on track, and I'm very happy to support those councillors that can attend. Unfortunately, I can't this time, which I'm awfully disappointed about myself, but due to competing commitments. But again, recognise this is an important opportunity for councils like ours to come together and work collaboratively. And I think any councillors that can attend and would like to attend should attend. So I'm happy to support it.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
8-0. 11.1, local laws review. Councillor Brumpton.
I move that
Joanne's just in the lobby if you need Karen.
we've got someone in the lobby if we need them.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll move first and then if anyone got any questions. I move that Council 1 adopt the public interest test report, as set out in attachment C, 2, adopt, pursuant to Section 29 of the Local Government Act 2009, the following amending instruments as set out in Attachment D, which are to commence on the date that the notice is published in the Gazette. A, Administration Amendment Local Law Number 1, 2026. B, Animal Management Amendment Local Law Number 1, 2026. C, Community and Environmental Amendment Local Law Number 1, 2026. D, Local Government Controlled Areas, Facilities and Roads Amendment Local Law Number 1, 2026. E, Parking Amendment Local Law Number 1, 2026. F, Operation of Saleyards Amendment Local Law Number 1, 2026. G, Aerodromes Amendment Local Law Number 1, 2026. H, Waste Management Amendment Local Law Number 1, 2026. I, Animal Management Amendment Subordinate Local Law Number 1, 2026. J, Community and Environmental Amendment Subordinate Local Law Number 1, 2026. K, Local Government Controlled Areas, Facilities, Roads Amendment Subordinate Local Law Number 1, 2026. L, Parking Amendment Subordinate Local Law Number 1, 2026. 3, adopt, pursuant to Section 32 of the Local Government Act 2009, a consolidated version of the following local laws as set out in Attachment E, which incorporate the amendments in Resolution 2. A, Local Law Number 1, Administration 2011. B, Local Law Number 2, Animal Management 2011. C, Local Law Number 3, Community and Environmental Management 2011. D, Local Law Number 4, Local Government Controlled Areas, Facilities and Roads 2011. E, Local Law Number 5, Parking 2011. F, Local Law Number 6, Operation of Saleyards 2011. G, Local Law Number 7, Operation of Aerodromes 2011. H, Local Law Number 8, Waste Management 2018. I, Subordinate Local Law Number 2, Animal Management 2011. J, Subordinate Local Law Number 3, Community and Environmental Management 2011. K, Subordinate Local Law Number 4, Local Government Controlled Areas, Facilities and Roads 2011. L, Subordinate Local Law Number 5, Parking 2011. 4, adopt, pursuant to Section 29 of the Local Government Act 2009, the following repealing instrument as set out in Attachment F, which are to commence on the date that the notice is published in the Gazette. A, Local Law repealing Local Law Number 1, 2026. 5, adopt, pursuant to Section 29 of the Local Government Act 2009, the new subordinate local law as set out in Attachment G, which are to commence on the date that the notice is published in the Gazette. A, Subordinate Local Law Number 1, Administration 2026. 6, delegate power to the Chief Executive Officer pursuant to Section 2571B of the Local Government Act 2009 to take all steps necessary to comply with the requirements for publication set out in Section 29B of the Local Government Act 2009, which includes providing advice to the department.
Can I have a seconder? Councillor Vincent, you've done your words for the day, you're all good. Councillor Vincent seconded it. Councillor Brunton, would you like to speak?
Yes, I would, even though I've spoken a lot just now, but I think the amount of words indicate the amount of work that has been done by the officers, and thank you, Grace and Brett and team around this. Our local laws hadn't been updated since 2011, apart from some minor changes, so 15 years is a lot of changes are required over that time. There'd been changes to the model local laws and changes to legislation, so a full review has been undertaken, which is quite a complex and detailed process for anyone that might wish to read all the documents that are attached, but all those processes have been followed. Thank you. Most of them are just straight updates. We have tightened up one in particular in response to some community concerns about dilapidated properties, which gives us a little bit more power around that. So hoping that that might assist council in managing some of those issues that occur within the town. But I commend people to accept these local laws so we can move forward.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? I'd like to speak. First, I too would like to acknowledge the significant amount of work that's gone into this review. My thanks go to Director Brent and Grace and his team for the depth of effort and consultation involved. Our local laws have not undergone a full review since 2011, and I'm repeating you, I know, but I had mine ready, so I'm going to say it anyway. And in that time, local government has changed considerably. This update reflects not only those changes, but also this council's priority and the expectations of our community. We have consistently heard from residents that beautification, particularly in our parks, gardens, streets and the CBD, is a priority. These revised local laws respond directly to that feedback. One important addition is the introduction of maintenance of premises. This section requires that a responsible person ensure that a building is maintained so that its appearance does not negatively impact the visual amenity of the neighbourhood or detract from surrounding buildings. This is a practical and necessary step if we want our towns to present well and remain places people are proud to live in and visit. We are working hard to make our communities as attractive and as welcoming as possible, to support tourism as a key economic driver and to partner with local businesses so they can present themselves at their best. These updated local laws help us move further into that direction. So thank you again. Don't promise that I read all the pages, but I know the work was very hard, so thank you very much. Would anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
John, are you there?
He's taken his mute.
It's like he's trying, but he can't.
Maybe he should put his hand up.
Can you raise your
John
hand?
has said,
Oh, there.
He's got his hand
John
up.
has said,
Okay, thank you. 8-0.
Thank you, Grace.
Thank you, Grace.
Mayor, do you just want to adjourn
Madam-
to fix the technical?
Madam Mayor, we
difficulties?
just wanted to let you know we are having problems with the speakers again from the chambers. Sometimes it cuts in and out.
Okay. Are you there now, John? Can you hear us?
Yeah, no, I all here. Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. We just couldn't hear you for the last one. But that's okay. Will we continue or is it a big problem?
I'm good to
No,
go.
all good with me.
Okay.
Wendy.
Yeah, you might just want to adjourn just for a second. Sure. We just, I don't.
Oh, okay. We'll just adjourn for a sec. So we'll continue on at 11.2, related parties disclosure policy. Do I have a mover? Councillor Vincent.
I move that Council 1 adopt the related party disclosure policy as presented. 2, repeal all other previous policies with relation to related parties disclosure.
Seconder, Councillor Davis. Would you like to speak, Councillor?
No, I'm all good, thank you.
Anyone like to speak? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
8-0. (11.3) Caretaker period policy. Councillor Brompton.
I move that council adopt the caretaker period policy as presented.
Thank you. Seconder, Councillor Davis. And would you like to speak, Councillor?
Just briefly, thank you. This is much easier to speak to than the last one. This is something that council didn't have in place and has been picked up in our governance reviews that have been occurring, but it's good to actually document, especially for officers and for councillors' perspective, what is required during the caretaker period so that people know what they can and can't do. And thanks, Andrew and staff, for the work that you've done to develop this for us. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Thank you.
Especially if it's your first time into caretaker mode.
Yeah.
Had no idea myself. Thought it was 6 weeks, but it's more than that. Okay. So we're all good. All right. Anyone else like to speak? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
8-0. 11.4 Bendemeer Pony Club Trustee Lease Lot 41 on WV 1371. Councillor Brompton.
I move that this item be withdrawn from the agenda.
Seconder. Councillor Vincent. All those in favour?
Yes.
Sorry, Joe, we didn't get that one. Councillor Hancock?
Yes.
Thank you. 8-0. You could see where she turns the mic off to talk, but then nothing comes through. No, yeah. 165.
We might have to say it 3 times and that might jag it once.
Yeah, maybe. 11.5.
Yes.
11.5, Café on second, option to renew lease. Councillor Vincent.
I move that Council 1 approve the extension of the Injune commercial space lease agreement with Womblebank Sawmilling Co-Proprietary Limited as trustee for the Trent and Nicky Family Trust for a further 1-year term until the 2nd of July 2027. 2, authorise the Chief Executive Officer or Delegate to execute documentation relating to the renewal of the lease.
Seconded by Councillor Davis. Would you like to speak, Councillor?
No, I'd just like to thank Nikki and Trent for once again extending their lease up there at Café and Second. It's very appreciated, the work that they do there in that cafe space. So it's great to see them come on turn for their final year term.
Yeah, great. Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
8-0. We have a late item. L1, amendment to the 2025-26 budget. Councillor Brompton.
I move that council pursuant to section 169, 170 and 171 of the Local Government Regulation 2012 adopt the amended budget for the 2025-26 financial year as per attachment 1, incorporating the statement of income and expenditure, the statement of financial position, the statement of cash flow, the statement of changes in equity, the long-term financial plan, the measures of financial sustainability, the statement of capital works and project works program.
Have a seconder, Councillor O'Neill. Does anyone have any questions? Would Councillor Brompton like to speak?
Yes, thank you. This is what has been known in the past. If it's done at the end of Q2, it's a Q2 budget review, but because we've got some more recent figures in there this time that are post Q2, so it was as up to date as possible, it's just titled a budget review. I'd like to note that we're now predicting a deficit still at the end of this year of 1.339 million, but the purpose of the budget review is the changes to ins and outs, such as some grants received, some carryover projects, flood damage increases in materials and services, both in revenue and expenditure. So it's to make our budget as accurate as we can at this stage of the year so that we know where we're heading for the end of financial year. And thanks to Brett and team for the work that you've done in the background for this.
Anyone else like to speak? Councillor O'Neill.
Thanks, Mayor. Obviously supportive of adopting this today. There has been a power of work clearly done to strengthen our position this year, reducing the deficit to 1.3, just over 1.3, from what was an estimated was a $2 million deficit that we had forecast for this year. We knew that going into the budget that there would be 2 years, the first 2 years of this term would be deficits, and that we would move to strengthen our financial position for the forward 2 years of this term and longer. And that strategy that we put in place 2 years ago is working. And we can see that in the data that we've got today, that the forecast for 26-27 and then 27-28 are 2 healthy surpluses for a council our size. And, to testament to the council and testament to the staff, we have a plan and we're working towards it and we're achieving it. And, I know, Mayor, you committed to this. I certainly did when we stood for election this term, which was we had to get our financial position back on track. It wasn't. It is now, and this report today is evidence of that.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Do you want to sum up, Councillor? You right? Oh, okay. Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
8-0. Before we go into close, does anyone have any conflicts?
I do.
Councillor O'Neill.
I do. Mayor, I'd like to declare an interest on C1, description notice to amend OM 01202626. The declaring councillor is myself, Councillor Cameron O'Neill. The person of interest. Is that me? Do I say me? I can't remember now.
Yeah, it's the person.
Well, that would be.
related party.
I think I said me last time. And the particular, yeah. So the person with interest is myself. The particulars of the interest are that Greybeard Family Investments Proprietary Limited is owned by and operated by Tim McClymont. Who is a personal friend. The type of conflict is a declarable conflict of interest, and although I have a declarable conflict of interest, I do not believe a reasonable person could have a perception of bias. Therefore, I will choose to remain in the meeting. However, I will respect the decision of the meeting on whether I can remain and participate in the decision.
Councillor Davis.
I move that it is in the public interest that Councillor O'Neill participates and votes on agenda item C1 because a reasonable person would trust that the decision is made in the public interest.
Have a seconder? Councillor Brompton. All those in favour? Councillor Burkett, are you there?
Sorry, it just froze. Yes.
Thank you. Councillor Hancock?
Yes.
Thank you. 7-0.
Yes.
Thank you. 7-0. All right, do we need to go into closed? Does anybody have any requests to go into closed? You do? Okay, someone move us
I just
into
got a
closed.
question on the Erindale Road.
Okay, we'll go into close. Councillor O'Neill.
I'll move in accordance with the provisions of section 254J3 of the Local Government Regulation 2012. The council resolved to close the meeting to the public to discuss confidential items that its councillors consider as necessary to close the meeting. In accordance with section 254J5 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, the following table provides the matters to be discussed and an overview of what is to be discussed while the meeting is closed. C1, notice to amend OM 01202626 and LC1 Erindale Road, reinstatement of road request.
Have a seconder. Councillor Davis, all those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
8-0. We're in close. Thanks. We're out of close. C1, notice to amend OM/01.2026/26. Do I have a mover? Councillor Vincent.
I move that Council 1 agree to enter a 3-year trustee permit with Greybeard Family Investments Proprietary Limited over Lot 91 on M5356 for the purpose of grazing. 2, permit the installation of a fence along the eastern boundary, ensuring access is maintained for any travelling stock and continued access to the formed road is preserved. 3, advise that the road type parcel is still required for its intended purpose. 4, authorise the Chief Executive Officer or delegate to sign documentation in relation to this decision.
Sorry, Councillor, did you say that council amend resolution?
No, I was about to say that. The first sentence you need to say.
I move that council amend resolution number OM/01.2026/26 to read as follows. That Council 1 agree to enter a 3-year trustee permit with Greybeard Family Investments Proprietary Limited over Lot 91 on M5356 for the purpose of grazing. 2, permit the installation of a fence along the eastern boundary, ensuring access is maintained for any travelling stock and continued access to the formed road is preserved. 3, advise that the road type and parcel is still required for its intended purpose. 4, authorise the Chief Executive Officer or delegate to sign documentation in relation to this decision.
Seconded by Councillor Davis. Would you like to speak, Councillor?
This is just tidying up a former resolution. We've been notified by solicitors that there is a conflict between the acts, so we're just trying to rectify that to make sure we get it right.
Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
8-0. LC1, Erindale Road, reinstatement of road request. Do I have a mover? Councillor Davis.
I move that Council 1 receive a note as an update on the Erindale Road matter and resolution number OM/02.2025/17, and 2, approve option 2, being the full reimbursement of reinstatement costs for Erindale Road, subject to council securing land tenure to formalise a road reserve over the existing historic alignment of Erindale Road.
Seconded by Councillor
I'm happy to
Brompton.
second, but just, Councillor Davis, you said receive a note, it should say receive the report as an update.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'll read it again, that Council 1 receive the report as an update on the Erindale Road matter and resolution number OM/02.2025/17, and 2, approve option 2, being the full reimbursement of reinstatement costs for Erindale Road, subject to council securing land tenure to formalise a road reserve over the existing historic alignment of Erindale Road.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Brompton. Would you like to speak, councillor?
No, thank you.
Would anyone like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
8-0. If there's no other business, I'll close the meeting at 9:43, and thank you for your attendance.